You mentioned bike washing and cleaning. Our friends at WD-40 are here providing a bike to race with it. Sometimes helps. We're starting together here. 104 miles. Hey, good morning, everybody. We are here with Pure Gravel coverage presented by Floyds of Leadville of the Belgian Waffle Ride in North Carolina. It is 1 minute after 7 o'clock and we are rolling through the Canoga Resort. We are in lead vehicle number 1. I'm here with race director Michael Marks. We got Rally Pooch in the front seat. My man Jake Ordess up top shooting the photos. It's a glorious morning. We're going to do the best we can to keep you up to date with all the great developments in this race all day long. My partner Amanda Nauman will be covering the women's race. I will look after the men's race with this crew, and we will keep you as updated as we can on all the developments in this race. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you some great coverage today. Pure Gravel coverage of BWR Asheville continuing. We're in lead mode, or lead vehicle number 1, and right now we're about 6.5-7 miles into the race. Logan Casper off the front, got about 25 or 30 seconds. He rolled away, nobody really paid any attention, and he is really digging in. Came through the first gravel sector all by himself, tore it up. We've had to literally push the motos and the cars in front of us just to keep ahead of him enough so he doesn't back into us. Lots going on. We'll keep you guys updated all throughout the day today. Stay tuned. Giving you a POV of what the second gravel sector looks like. We're uphill, probably about a 7 or 8% grade. Forested canopy trees. You're gonna see this sort of beautiful view all throughout this course today. Pivot back to show you our lead rider, Logan. Still nobody in view behind him, but the nature of this course is such that it's never flat and never straight. So he could easily be 20 now, 30 seconds ahead of that group because you cannot see anybody behind him. Out of sight, out of mind for that lead group so far. All right, we're about 9-10 miles into the race. Logan Caspar off the front, but now that group has woken up and are chasing furiously as he rides through this very steep gravel climb. And now the chasing group, we're going to call that about 15 riders strong. It looks like a good separation has already occurred.
We're doing 25 miles an hour, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
And he made it.
Those guys are going pretty fast though.
Somebody's driving the train. High on cocaine.
Sit tight. Jim, do you know the kits, the different guys by their kit? He did it.
All right, we're in one of the most unique sectors of the race today, wrapping around this beautiful lake, and this is now your lead select group. This rider you see at the back here chased like mad over the past 3 miles to reattach himself to this group. We're gonna call that about, what would you say, Michael, 12 riders involved in there?
Yeah.
Brandon Baker's in there, Logan Caspar is still in there, he got caught. Ian Boswell, Jeremiah Bishop, all represented in this now very elite group.
First feed
as
zone.
we come up to the first feed zone, that puts us at mile 17.5. And now we've got a chase group that is about to attach to this lead group. Russell Finsterwald right in there. And now that group just got almost doubled in size. Just past mile 17.5 at the first aid station. We got some descending here.
Got a little more shrapnel here.
Mile 22, this prolonged gravel climb. You see our lead group of men all strung out. Joe Schmaltz has attached into this group. Joe's part of that Steve Tilford Foundation team. We'll see more of them come October in Lawrence, Kansas.
Hang in there.
As Rally Pooch moves us right up to the back end of this lead group. This rider here has been dangling off and on the back end of this group. Now we move into a little bit of a descent. Pick back up coverage here in just a minute.
Love this sector. This race is for sure 50% dirt, by the way.
What are we doing, Jake?
Good.
You gotta go.
Up.
TikTok.
Pure gravel coverage of Belgian Waffle Ride, North Carolina continuing. Group of elite men, 30 strong in this peloton. About mile mark 31, 32. Try and catch on some names and numbers here and pass those along as we can to determine just what this group is composed of. Russell Finsterwald is in there for sure, we know that. As is in Logan Caspar, Dylan Johnson, Ian Boswell, of course, right in there as you'd expect.
Jeremiah Bishop's in there.
JB still rolling really strong.
Yeah, Ethan, what's his last name?
Casper's driving the front the whole day.
Brandon Baker still in there as well. Big kid, super strong. Catching the action here at feed station number 2.
Stay right to stay on Pace Mountain Road.
Seriously.
Pace Mountain,
Thank you.
looking good. Festivities going on here. Riders getting their bottles and quickly establishing some food if they can.
Good spot for an aid station transition right there. Slowly.
That's him. Big George Hincapie detaching himself from that lead group. Native of this area.
How are you guys feeling about our day so far?
Well, we're at mile mark 40. We've seen some splinters of this group start to pull off. About 3 riders have fallen out of this group in the last 3 or 4 miles or so. The rest of these gentlemen working together really hard as we roll through some more of the beautiful countryside just outside of Hendersonville, North Carolina. Of 41 miles and 2 hours in, and a slight separation has occurred with our lead group. This group of now 6 riders falling off the back a little bit as we continue up this beautifully canopied climb through this section of the forest here. Greenville watershed. This is a prime example of the gravel climbs and roads that are on this ride. And you can tell by the movement of the Rally Pooch vehicle that these are not in any way smooth. After a furious chase of our own, we have reattached to the lead group, which is now numbering 11. Still represented in there, Ian Boswell, Jeremiah Bishop. Logan Caspar. There's a chase group about
That's Brandon Baker.
3 miles back. Brandon Baker in there.
Logan. Logan was in the background.
Stay here. Go around.
I think we need to get around, Jake.
Yeah, yes. Which one is Brandon Baker talking?
Purple Mike's Bikes.
Okay.
Johnson in that group as well still. mile 66. We just had to overcome a couple challenges on course with some signs missing and had to redirect the riders, had to spin them around real quick. Where it's a dynamic, fluid situation right now with our lead group of racers out on course. We'll pick you back up here in a second as soon as we can identify some more of them. Will Harden, Brandon Baker, Dylan Johnson, stretching out a little bit of a lead there as Russell Finsterwald chases back on.
All right, this is your chance to get ahead.
Mile mark 70 just came through the 4th aid station. Riders took on a little water, some food. Ian Boswell up front there next to Dylan Johnson. Driving the pace as we are deep into this race, about the 3/4 mark. Temperatures have stayed nice and cool in probably the low 70s right now. This group of 12 riders working together and driving the pace really hard on a very, very fast time, faster than I anticipated. Gravel climb. Punctuation this course here in North Carolina. Haven't seen any attacks just yet. We know they're coming as we get into the latter stages of this race. Adam Robert just fixed there, the black kid, tail end of this lead group. Mile 77. Belgian Waffle Ride, North Carolina.
Come on back, dude.
You have to come back, Adam.
an idea of how chunky these gravel sections are here on this climb. Rally Pooch doing an excellent job keeping us attached as this rider has come detached from that lead group. Dispatched off this group, a nice long ride for him. We caught back up to the group of leaders.
Gimbal's not working, and this is too shaky to shoot with the other camera.
We just passed, dispatched him, and a group of 3 have fallen off the lead group. Dylan Johnson at the very front of this, driving the pace hard. That's Jeremiah Bishop and 2 other riders doing what they can to chase back in. Very selective climb here. Definitely call it chunky. We're bouncing around, trying to follow, keep up with the lead photo moto.
Sitting in. If you're playing for keeps, man.
If he's not going P, he's sitting in.
Yeah.
And we will see that decisive effort. Oh, that didn't taste very good.
All right, coming across the top of Pinnacle Mountain here, a little over 82 miles into the race. Our lead group is now 8.
Was 80.1 or 81. And it's
Coming
Thanks,
through
team.
the Pinnacle Mountain
Thank
aid
you,
station.
Rick.
was that Tommy?
Tow boy Tommy Arthur there, hanging out, getting a little aid, getting some support. This is a very tricky descent, downhill, on gravel, in ruts and chunks. In Boswell, just hanging at the back there. All right, we're coming to you live inside the race director's car, BWR Asheville. We are well past the 80-mile mark, and we've got a lead group including Brandon Baker, Dylan Johnson, Adam Roberts, Jeremiah Bishop, Ian Boswell, and a couple of others. We're gonna get some pics here inside the car. Jake's diving into a waffle. Jake, tell me what you got, man.
I got a waffle, and I'm eating my first breakfast this morning now.
All right, give me your picks on the leaders here, the winners. What do you got?
Oh, I think that Russell's going to put it pretty hard on Teeter Mountain.
Okay, Michael Marks, race director. What do you like?
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Rally Pooch.
Hashtag Rally Pooch is trending. We're just navigating this course and enjoying the beautiful weather that the weather gods brought for this event.
All right, we got a real selective climb coming up. We'll keep posting all the updates as they occur. Very fast technical descent. Russell Finsterwald also in that group. We neglected to mention he has been a driving force in this race all day long.
This is near that mountain bike area, too.
Clearly.
humidity's very reasonable for this part of the country at this time of year.
We got a tax.
Just coming off this long, tricky descent, Baker, Boswell, and Bishop detached slightly, but they have now reattached. And this group is back together. Start to once again go uphill. But the race is on in full throttle,
See if they
folks.
need bottles, maybe.
Cokes?
I've only got
Cokes. Just get Cokes up.
We're gonna start handing up some Cokes here. We'll pick up coverage in just a second. All right, our lead group of 7. The 3Bs. You got Adam Roberts in there, Kerry Werner, all racing really hard. We're in an uphill segment here. There's still another very selective climb to come as we approach about the 87, 88 mile mark. KOM sector, late in the race, about mile 82 or so. We were off on our earlier mile calculation, but here comes your select group of leaders. Waffle riders passing a few of our wafer riders who do a shorter course. We'll finish the same. Very cohesive work here with this elite group of racers.
Here we go.
Race director with a hand up.
Okay, you got another one for Adam?
I do not.
Okay.
All right, pretty big development out of course on this very fast, tricky descent. Ian Boswell, mechanical, drop chain. And as we went by him to keep up with pace, he was still fussing with it to try and get it on. It's going to be a challenge for him to catch back on. If there's anybody that can do it, it's him though. We'll pay attention and keep you posted as soon as we can.
It's definitely not going back.
All right, very selective section as this rolling uphill climb continues. Alarm bells have gone off in this lead group of 6 with Boswell being dropped due to a mechanical. Everybody looking around and realizing he's not there, and they've turned up the pace on this rolling terrain through this beautiful forest. Getting tailed off a bit here.
Oh my God.
Turn right onto Jeter Mountain Road.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
This should be the decisive moment
We
of
wanted
the
to give it
Belgian Waffle Ride, North Carolina. Jumpin' Jeterberg is the name of the section. All together now at the bottom.
Turn right.
This is where the final attack's going to be. Pooch, just keep your eyes on up front.
And we're just gonna watch for attacks. See what these guys do. Dylan Johnson, Kerry Werner, currently out at the pointy end of this group of 7 leaders. Boswell and Finsterwald making the first attacks on the Jumpin' Jeterberg climb. Boswell doing so after having to chase back in down a treacherous gravel descent. Still plenty of legs left in him. No big response yet, other than Finsterwald, who's still good 6-7 seconds back behind him. Boswell increasing his lead now, probably a good 8 or 9 seconds. Incredibly steep pitch here, probably in the mid-teens, 16-17%. Robert's clawing in, trying to bring himself up to the back wheel of Ian Boswell, who continues to just drive the pace up this hill, up and down out of the saddle. Critical moment. BWR North Carolina.
As close as we can let them get. They're pretty far back, so not long enough runs. This is gold right here.
Jake Orness happy with what he sees. No other riders in sight. Ian Boswell is absolutely crushing this climb. Look at the determination in his face, gritted teeth. He has decided to just take the race into his own hands and is charging up this Jeterberg climb as we enter the final phases, the final miles. Belgian Waffle Ride, North Carolina. All right, back inside the lead car. We are about 6 miles away from the finish, and we have to dart to the finish line because the pace is so dang fast that we don't want to miss what will be an exciting finish. Ian Boswell broke away from his race mates and has now probably got about at least a minute or a minute and a half lead as he just charged up that last climb and is now apparent soloing into victory with about 6 miles left. So we'll catch you up on the finish line.
Another one of our lead motos, and this is it right here, right now. Jim Miller, thanks for joining, as here we go. Call it in. I don't know who it is. Ian Boswell. Ian Boswell has delivered. Boswell for the win. So what a day, Jim, what a day. I know you're out of breath right now. Our crew returning from out. We heard from your reports that Ian had a mechanical around mile 80, chased back into the group and attacks and wins solo.
At a most inopportune time, he drops a chain on a technical downhill descent. He got gapped out by probably 2.5 minutes. Chased his way back in, reattached, and then just drove right away
Latham. Ian Boswell finishes 104 miles in 4 hours and 42 minutes with 11,000 feet of vertical.
And it was unbelievable, Dave, how he rode away on the most difficult climb of the day. You could see it in his face. Gritted teeth, eyes shut, just grinding away. He put it to that elite group of 7 racers.
Ian Boswell out of the Bend, Oregon, now living in Vermont.
We're going to keep an eye on him because he was in 2nd place there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody
And there he is, right across the line. 2nd place, Adam Roberge.
Well, that's a huge ride for the Mike's bike rider. They're coming across the line. So Roberge, Scuderia Pinarello for the Canadian is his team. What a fight he put up. Good to see 2-time U.S. Pro Road Champion Matthew Boucher here at the finish line as well. Jim, what a day. So I expected last week hard, it was a group of 6 riders together. So it really blew up in the final few miles, didn't it?
On the climb itself, David, this was no easy climb, as Matthew Boucher will tell you. He knows these roads really well. It had to average in the low teens, and he just put the wood to the field. It was unbelievable.
Matthew Boucher and John Murphy were talking about how they weren't going to make any friends with that final climb outside of our champion Ian Boswell. That is a leg breaker, no doubt about it. We're going to run all of our different categories. I mentioned Mike's Bikes, now with Brad Woods coming through all the race, but right now we're waiting for the 3rd spot on the podium to be filled. Canadian Adam Rivera, silver medal winner, is going to be Ian Boswell on the top step. A worthy champion. Fitzgerald, how was he looking the last year?
Fitzgerald was right in there. We're going to expect to see him across the line here any minute as well. Here comes some fast guys. Watch this sprint finish, folks. Hard these guys were going for so long. It was cohesive. They were working together. Nobody was shirking responsibilities. They were trading pulls all day as the group just whittled down. First a group of 45, and then a group of 30. Ultimately, this group of 12 was the one that stuck around the longest, and then that got sliced in half at with about 25 miles left to go. And it came down to this amazing climb that Ian Boswell put together, and was able to just completely distance his riding mates, and then eventually that was the most decisive piece of the race, and he walked away with a win.
Biggest issue today, Jim, for the riders out there? Hydration, mechanicals. Well, what was? I mean, it went by so quickly. You forget how much they've been challenged.
I would say the biggest challenge was just the course itself. The gravel descents seemed to be the one that you could really watch how tentative these riders were, but just how fast they were going down them.